federal RICO though on KK and Chris. Ooh, the federal RICO I'm about to drop on Chris and Kim is about to be crazy. The feds is coming. There's nothing I can do about it. It's worse than Diddy.
Kim Kardashian and Kris Jenner suing her ex Ray J for defamation after he claimed he's working with the feds to bring down the famous family.
You can't make this stuff up.
If you told me that the Kardashians was being charged for racketeering, I might believe it.
Ray J comparing the alleged case to the Diddy investigation on TMZ's The United States versus Sean Combs. He then doubled down on a live stream.
It's worse than Diddy. The feds are coming to investigate. Yeah, because it's like, I can't be the dirty guy no more.
Ray J hasn't shared any specifics or any evidence regarding the alleged racketeering case.
It's basically a charge on an enterprise. It was started to go after the mob. The legislature implemented the RICO to say, hey, it doesn't matter if you're the actual person doing the crime, if you're part of an enterprise and you're participating or involved in it, you can be held accountable for those crimes.
In the lawsuit, Kris and Kim, who dated Ray J for 3 years until 2006, claim he has long exploited them for personal gain and is, quote, unable to accept the end of his fleeting relationship with Miss Kardashian over 20 years ago.
Ever since the scandal, I have to be really careful at how I'm perceived.
And I shot the tape, 5.5 years ago when I was like 21, 22 in Cabo. Just having fun, just living life recklessly. Being young.
How painful was it for you when your home video went public?
Obviously that's nothing that you want to be seen. It's kind of hard to explain because you think you do something in private and then the whole world sees something and you're not prepared for it.
Ray J has not commented on the lawsuit.
What's going on now is Ray J has just filed with the courts the actual $6 million settlement agreement. So the Kardashians paid him $6 million to keep his mouth shut and lie for them.
Well, I just don't think we really knew until we saw those files come out.
Yeah.
And then you go, oh, well, there's no denying it now. My position on this completely shifted. I thought there's probably some really sick people that have an appetite for that, but I hadn't seen any real evidence for it until these files. And now I'm like, oh, this is demonic. This is clearly demonic.
A lot of stuff has been written about you and your family. A lot of it fueled by you, by Kim, by others. Where are things now with your family? What is your relationship like with Kim, with your kids?
Kim has Zionist media handlers surrounding her, all in and out her Hulu TV show, all in and out her family, all in and out the house that I created for my family.
You could binge watch the entire first season of Afterlife instead of watching this show. That's a show about a man who wants to kill because his wife dies of cancer, and it's still more fun than this, okay? Spoiler alert, season 2 is on the way, so in the end, he obviously didn't kill him. Just like Jeffrey Epstein. Shut up! I know he's your friend, but I don't care.
In the lawsuit that was filed by attorney Howard King, it says Ray J claims that Kim and Kris have spent the last 2 decades peddling the false story that the S-tape was leaked against her will.
For years, Kanye West has been saying things that many people dismissed as chaotic, emotional, or even irrational. He was labeled unstable, misunderstood, or simply ignored, and most of his warnings were brushed aside without serious discussion. But recently, something has shifted in the public conversation. It is not that everything Kanye said has been proven true, but rather that people are now looking at the world of entertainment, power, and influence with more suspicion than before. As more stories involving powerful figures and hidden agreements come to light, some audiences have started revisiting Kanye's older statements with a different mindset, wondering whether there was more behind his words than people originally believed.
Have you ever been cheated on?
I have. Yeah.
How did you find out?
He told me.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately after or long after?
Long after.
And you were still together?
Uh-huh.
How did you deal with that?
I just kind of was like, huh. Tell me more, you know? But like, when you're, that was like a more recent thing, but when you're in like a toxic, like
Someone
20-year-old,
cheated on you?
not like super recently,
Oh.
but like when you're in your 20s and stuff, it's like all out psycho war, or like
take them down.
Yeah, like psychoness when you're in one of those, like, and that has happened, but it's like calling the person. I'll always call the person and go off.
Called the person that they cheated with?
God, it's been so long. Yeah.
You're like, I
it's
missed
like
the thrill.
psycho side of me like would come out just to make the call, and then I'd be like, okay, that felt good.
Okay, but now you, in the last time you confronted someone,
Just like, what's the point at this point? I think I'm just at a phase and at I hate to be like at this age, but it's like, what's the point?
Did you end it after he told you, or no?
I was in a tough position. I didn't. And I was in a tough position because I don't think they were in a position to have shared that information. It wasn't like a healthy place. And so I kind of didn't know if I should take it seriously or not. And I had to wait a time period to like really assess and see what was happening.
Kanye West and Kim Kardashian became one of the most famous couples in the world after getting together in 2012 and marrying in 2014. For nearly a decade, they lived inside the highest level of global celebrity culture, surrounded by billionaires, media executives, fashion leaders, and influential public figures. During their marriage, Kanye began acting unpredictably in public, which led to concerns about his mental health and several hospitalizations. The public narrative at the time framed him as struggling, while Kim was portrayed as trying to hold everything together. However, Kanye continued speaking about his experiences inside the industry, often claiming he felt controlled, misunderstood, or isolated within powerful systems. These statements were heavily criticized, but they never fully stopped, and they continued to resurface over time.
Kim Kardashian and Kris Jenner went to a Los Angeles judge this month and asked him to seal portions of a 2023 settlement agreement with Ray J, arguing that making the terms public would cause substantial harm to their privacy interests. The judge's response was essentially, prove it. And yet they could not. Judge Stephen Ellis ruled that their claims were, quote, too vague, speculative, amorphous, and unsupported to justify sealing the records. The settlement terms will be made public. The only thing getting redacted is a bank account number, which is the bare legal minimum and the one thing courts seal automatically anyway. For anyone who needs a refresher on the underlying situation, and it has layers, Kim Kardashian and Ray J dated in the early 2000s. They filmed in 2003. It was released by Vivid Entertainment in 2007, shortly before Keeping Up with the Kardashians premiered on E!, a timing that has fueled speculation for nearly 2 decades. Vivid has always maintained it obtained the video legally from a third party. In October of 2025, Kardashian and Jenner sued Ray J for defamation, accusing him of fabricating claims that they should be investigated under federal racketeering laws, RICO, the statute normally reserved for organized crime, for allegedly conspiring to release the tape deliberately to generate publicity. Ray J countersued the following month, claiming they breached the original $6 million settlement by discussing the tape again on their Hulu show. Kardashian filed a sworn declaration in March stating flat out that the racketeering claim is a lie and that her family is not a criminal enterprise. A judge has now ruled that the settlement terms will see daylight. 23 years after the tape was filmed, 19 years after it was released, the story somehow keeps finding new courtrooms to occupy.
In recent years, parts of the Kardashian family's history have also remained in public discussion due to ongoing legal disputes and media attention. One of the most talked about issues involves past controversies connected to early private recordings and later settlement agreements, which have been referenced in court filings between Kim Kardashian, Kris Jenner, and Ray J. These cases have included accusations, counter-accusations, and defamation claims, with both sides strongly denying wrongdoing while continuing legal action. Although the details of these agreements are part of official court records, they have also fueled public curiosity and speculation, especially online.
Federal RICO though, on KK and Kris. Ooh, the federal RICO I'm about to drop on Kris and Kim is about to be crazy. The feds is coming. There's nothing I can do about it. It's worse than Diddy.
Kim Kardashian and Kris Jenner suing her ex Ray J for defamation after he claimed he's working with the feds to bring down the famous family.
You can't make this stuff up.
If you told me that the Kardashians was being charged for racketeering, I might believe it.
Ray J comparing the alleged case to the Diddy investigation on TMZ's The United States versus Sean Combs. He then doubled down on a live stream.
It's worse than Diddy. The feds are coming to investigate. Yeah, because it's like, I can't be the dirty guy no more.
Ray J hasn't shared any specifics or any evidence regarding the alleged racketeering case.
It's basically a charge on an enterprise. It was started to go after the mob. The legislature implemented the RICO to say, hey, it doesn't matter if you're the actual person doing the crime, if you're part of an enterprise and you're participating or involved in it, you can be held accountable for those crimes.
In the lawsuit, Kris and Kim, who dated Ray J for 3 years until 2006, claim he has long exploited them for personal gain and is, quote, unable to accept the end of his fleeting relationship with Miss Kardashian over 20 years ago.
Ever since the scandal, I have to be really careful at how I'm perceived.
And I shot the tape, 5.5 years ago, when I was like 21, 22 in Cabo. Just having fun, just living life recklessly. Being young.
How painful was it for you when your home video went public?
You know, obviously that's nothing that you want to be seen. It's kind of hard to explain because you think you do something in private and then the whole world sees something and you're not prepared for it.
Ray J has not commented on the lawsuit.
What's going on now is Ray J has just filed with the courts the actual $6 million settlement agreement. So the Kardashians paid him $6 million to keep his mouth shut and lie for them and pretend like the tape was not intentionally leaked. That not only was it intentionally leaked, it was orchestrated. The mother was like, arch your back and do this, and well, can you do this and that again? It was that serious. So here's what happened. Currently, the defamation case is pending because of the fact that, you know what? I'm going to just share it. I'm going to share the article. I'm going to just read you this summary from so that we have it there. So you've got the baseline. Y'all know if you watch here, you love me as we do, but you know, my ADD. All right, so here we go. Pop, pop, pop. So it starts with Ray J says to Kim and her mother, let's pull this down and add this back up. Ray J said, "You screwed me after I screwed you." Okay, so the original case, and that was the case that was filed in October of 2025. Ray J fired back at that one, but Kim and her mama, they filed a lawsuit of their own, suing him for defamation because Ray J said that they were all in on the infamous S tape and that it wasn't leaked against Kim's will. No, remember on the Hulu show, Kim had an entire episode about how she is the victim of this leak that was done by the same people that do Girls Gone Wild. Well, in new legal documents, this says, obtained by TMZ, Ray J revealed what he says actually went down with the S tape. He claims that he and Kim consensually shot a tape in 2023, y'all, over 20 years ago. 23 years ago. And then in 2006, they discussed releasing it. And in part, she wanted to do that because her bestie at the time was Paris got air quote famous because her S tape got released, and then she ended up getting a TV show with Nicole Richie, etc. So in 2006, they discussed releasing it, and he said that Kim insisted that be in charge of the release and the commercial exploitation of the film. In the lawsuit that was filed by attorney Howard King, it says Ray J claims that Kim and Kris have spent the last 2 decades peddling the false story that the S tape was leaked against her.
At the same time, Kanye West has repeatedly made statements suggesting that powerful forces exist within the entertainment industry that operate behind closed doors. He has claimed that during his marriage, he sometimes felt like he was not fully included in certain decisions or dynamics around him. These comments have been interpreted in very different ways. Some people see them as the perspective of someone who is inside the system and notice things others do not see, while others view them as part of his broader mental health struggles and public controversies. There is no verified evidence supporting the more extreme interpretations of his claims, but they continue to circulate in public discussion.
We're getting an inside look at some of the rooms in Jeffrey Epstein's notorious home on a private Caribbean island where underage girls and young women were trafficked and set. Democrats on the House Oversight Committee released these photos as well as videos they say have not been made public before. One of the images shows what appears to be a dentist chair in one room with masks on a wall. Another shows a blackboard with some words scribbled on it: power, deception, plots, political. There's also this video showing the manicured grounds of the estate with palm trees and winding paths and a large pool. The Department of Justice has 16 days before they have to release documents related to its investigation of Epstein, as required by the bill that Congress passed and President Trump recently signed into law. Now, we learned today that Epstein's accomplice, Ghislaine Maxwell, is planning to file a petition that asking a judge to release her from prison. She's serving a 20-year sentence for her trafficking conviction. Joining us tonight, California Congressman Ro Khanna, member of the Oversight Committee, who along with Republican Congressman Thomas Massie led the fight to pass that bill, forcing the release of the Epstein files. So, Congressman, do these video images fill in any blanks for you, raise any new questions? I'm wondering what stands out to you.
Well, the dentist chair was concerning to me. Obviously, we need to know the facts, but what we need to know is, were underage girls abused on that chair? What happened there? What we do know from the survivors is there are many such photos in the Epstein files. We know that from the survivors and their lawyers. All of those need to be released. Every file, every photo, every interview memorandum, while protecting victims, need to be released by federal law in the next 16 days.
And do you expect, do you know what to expect in 16 days in terms of what level of redaction there's going to be? Have you gotten any word from the Department of Justice how they are handling this?
Congressman Massie and I have requested to meet with Attorney General Pam Bondi or someone on her team handling the investigation. So far, we have not heard back. We're going to...
Separately, broader conversations about elite influence and hidden power structures have grown in recent years due to high-profile investigations involving powerful figures in politics, business, and entertainment. These cases have led to public debates about secrecy, access, and accountability at the highest levels of society. However, many of the connections being drawn online between unrelated celebrities and these broader systems remain speculative and are not supported by official investigations or confirmed evidence.
Filed what's called a counterclaim. Kim and her mama sued, and the basis of their suit, I'll keep reading this, okay? It says, in the docs, Ray J says, on the Kardashians, Kim, Kris, and Kanye falsely accuse him of S.A.ing Kim while she was asleep and releasing it as revenge porn and extortion. This is critical, guys. Ray J says he initiated legal proceedings and that Kim, Kris, and their production company entered into a settlement with him where Kim agreed to pay him $6 million. Ray J says the agreement also featured a requirement barring further mention or public reference to the S-tape on the Kardashians. But he says almost immediately after the agreement was signed, Kim, Kris, Kanye, and Kendall Jenner all made statements in violation of the agreement. Now, in the docs, Ray J says that he is entitled to in damages under the agreement. Kim and Kris sued Ray for defamation. Check this out. For defamation last month. And here he says their lawsuit is not really about defamation. He says it's about publicity, power, and Ray says they filed a baseless lawsuit to weaponize the judicial system and to shirk which means avoid their contractual obligation and put him as the sacrifice on the altar of. He also explains that Kim's RICO comment that he made. Now, this is why Mama filed the defamation. Okay, so, which led to the defamation suit in the docs. So he's in the docs. They are suing him because he basically said they were asking him what are his thoughts on Diddy and the Diddy lawsuit. He says if anybody needs to be locked up for trafficking, it should be the Kardashians, Kim and her mama. He says that's a RICO right there, and don't be surprised if the feds are investigating them at any moment now. Okay, now here's what he says to explain those counts.
Ray J has also been part of ongoing legal disputes and public statements involving Kim Kardashian and Kris Jenner. These disputes include defamation lawsuits and disagreements over past agreements connected to early controversies. Court documents have confirmed the existence of financial settlements between the parties, including a reported multi-million-dollar agreement, which has further fueled public interest. However, the meaning and purpose of these agreements are interpreted differently by each side, and the legal system has only addressed the contractual and defamation aspects, not broader theories circulating online.
Kardashian and Kris Jenner filed the defamation lawsuit after Ray J claimed that there was going to be a RICO around the Kardashians, right? So yesterday, Ray J responded to that lawsuit, and, to sum that up, he basically is denying all of the claims. So all of the defamation that they are claiming in their lawsuit, he's saying that it's not true. There was no damage done. He did not defame them. Anything he stated was true at the time.
A ridiculous claim. This is Kim Kardashian with more excuses about the bar exam. Even if there are charges, they don't say you can't join. If you're convicted, yes, but there are no charges.
Yeah, the bar doesn't have like a messy situation.
Yeah, if they did, half the lawyers out there wouldn't be working. Ray J has responded, saying Kim's claims are nonsense, and adds, for this ever to be an issue, Kardashian must first pass the bar exam, something she admittedly has not yet done.
Well, that's true too. It's hypothetical.
What a sting.
This is a BS claim.
She's proving why she's not a very good lawyer.
The Kardashian family's rise from reality television to a multi-billion-dollar global brand is widely recognized as one of the most successful transformations in modern entertainment. Supporters credit business strategy, branding, and media expansion, while critics and online commentators often speculate about access, influence, and industry connections. Kanye West's public statements, combined with ongoing legal disputes and internet speculation, have kept these discussions active, even in the absence of verified evidence supporting the more extreme claims.
What's going on with Kanye? From a distance, obviously, I don't know how well you know Kanye. I don't know if you've been around Kanye, but from a distance, what do you suspect's going on?
I suspect that we're pretty awful people if we say that somebody got a mental illness and then we watch what they do. If you say somebody got special needs, then why would you be watching them and holding them accountable like everybody else? Wouldn't you grade them on a curve? Wouldn't you go, whew, this guy? Because, what are we reacting to? What are we reacting to? You're the one that put him in a position where he thought he was God and could call himself Jesus. And you're the one told a guy that writes musical lyrics that he was a genius. Mm-hmm. You're the one that's like, so what do you expect? The guy married a whore. Like, what? Oh, Lord. I didn't mean it like that. I mean, married her because she was one. Not he didn't know. He understood that he wanted that. He courted that. That's what he wanted to base his family
she got
on.
A good heart, though. I know what you're going to say. Don't you say it, Kat. Don't you say it. I'm going to move the conversation.
If what I'm saying is not correct, then how does she end up with Pete Davidson?
It happens all the time.
And what if you weren't even good enough for Pete and he leaves you? What do that mean the product was? No, I don't.
What is important to separate in all of this is fact from speculation. Kanye West has made controversial and often inconsistent statements over the years. The Kardashian family has been involved in legal disputes and public controversies, and certain historical events involving settlements and private agreements are documented in court records. But there is no confirmed criminal investigation linking them to any broader hidden network or organized system of wrongdoing.
Let me tell you something. That was probably the worst thing that's ever happened to me. If you look from then till now, it's the worst thing that's ever been put on my name. It's the most disgusting, the most illegal, and the most distasteful when you have a daughter. So when you're 20 and you just don't give a you're like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all don't want to fuck. I'm everybody in a year out. Everybody. And then you fast forward to now where you're the bad guy, and now there's victims and I'm the the aggressor or whatever it's called, and then we can't work in the industry no more. We can't do Dancing with the Stars and America's Got Talent, all those Dina Cat shows that they bring me on. Somebody makes a call and then they say, Ray, we can't have you on, but keep the money. Wow. That's way over everybody's head. There's nothing I was able to do in the music industry. I mean, not in entertainment.
In the end, what this situation shows is how quickly public narratives can evolve when fame, power, and controversy intersect. As more information becomes public in different areas of entertainment and business, people naturally begin to question what they thought they knew. But while curiosity is valid, separating verified facts from assumptions remains essential, especially when discussing real individuals and serious allegations.